Led off over a mile in the Irish EBF fillies maiden. As they emerge from the stalls, Georgetta in the yellow jacket is prominent with recommendable Tony Costa. Hembucktu there on the outside of Comedy Kicks, and improving his Verling on the inside of Tuesday in the all dark blue as they sort themselves out in these early stages. In matching strides, Verling and Tuesday, followed by Hembucktu and Recommendable. Lakewood next on the inside. They're followed by Comedy Kicks and Tony Costa, and Esculent and Georgetta has been knocked back to mid-division. Easy is next with Lemon Ice and Dreams Are Free, Not Uncertain, and they're followed by Sarah Smile and Clashback Star, with towards the back end of the field On a Merry Dance and Stabila. Racing for the 4 furlong point, the halfway stage, and little between Tuesday and On the Rail Verlinga, followed by Lakewood and Hembucktu and Esculenta. Recommendable is driven along, then Easy and Comedy Kicks and Georgetta, Not Uncertain. Lemon Ice is next. They're followed at the top of the straight by Sarah Smile. Straightening for home with 3 to run. And continuing to match strides, Verlinga and Tuesday, followed by Esculenta, who's making ground in the striped sleeves and hoop cap. On the right-hand side is Lakewood, and then Georgetta, who's trying to stay on ahead of Hembucktu. Easy next with Not Uncertain and Tony Costa and Lemon Ice and On a Merry Dance and Comedy Kicks. They race to the final furlong. And it's Tuesday and Ryan Moore on the outside with a small advantage over Esculenta and Ben Cohen. In between them is Easy and Chris Hayes. These three up to the final 100 yards, and Tuesday's doing best. Tuesday justifies favoritism. Second in between horses was Easy, and it's close for the third.
Aidan O'Brien kindly joins us now after Tuesday made a winning return in the Irish Stallion Farms EBF Fillies Maiden. Aidan, firstly, congratulations. Is this a filly that you've got pretty high hopes for this year?
Yeah, I think so, Gary. We always liked her a lot. She was always very good in her work. She only had the one run last year, and she was very babyish that day at the Curragh, but learnt a lot from it. Obviously, then we put her away for the winter, and she done very well physically over the winter. Dean rides her every day, was very happy with her. Jamie said the same, Trevor, they're all very happy with her, really. But no, she's lovely. She'll have no problem stepping up to 1.25 miles and could even get further. So we'll see what the lads want to do with her. Whether she goes to have another run maybe before an Irish Guineas or whatever, or something like that, Gary. But she's a lot of options.
And Aidan, we saw how spectacularly that run at the Curragh worked out. In an ideal world, would you have liked to run her again last season, or did you see her more?
Yeah, no, like yeah, obviously we would have had, but she had a little hold up after, and we just ran out of time. And obviously when she'd only had the one run this year, if you were going to an English Guineas, you might like another run, but she mightn't have time to do that. So, and it might all come too quick for her anyway. But I suppose we'll see how much she learned from today when she goes back home.
I think the way you're talking there, it sounds like you feel she'll come into her own, maybe 10 furlongs plus. Would that be fair?
Yeah, I think so. Like, obviously, I wouldn't think a Curragh mile would be no problem to her. And maybe she'll sharpen up an awful lot. But in Newmarket, it can happen very quick. So she is laid back. And maybe you might have to wake her up too much for it too early, if you know what I mean. Yeah,
it's one to look forward to. Aidan, earlier on in the day, West Coast didn't seem to run up to scratch in the Madrid handicap. Was she okay after the race?
Yeah, no, she was fine. I think Ryan just thought maybe it was a little bit sharp for her. Like, obviously she won 7 around Leopardstown, and she made the run, and I think Seamus made plenty of use of her that day, and Ryan just felt around here, first run back, he just felt it was a little bit sharp for her, and he just felt that she was going to the line very well, and he was very happy when he came in. But he said, like, don't be afraid to step her up to 1 mile or even 1.25 miles. But he was very happy the way she finished off.
So the message would be to her supporters, certainly don't lose faith in her on the back of that.
Oh no, I'd say not, Gary. No, we think that she'll improve greatly from the run, and probably up and trip will help her.
And Cleveland, I thought Aidan shaped really well after the long absence. Were you pleased with what you saw from him today?
Yeah, very happy. He ran a lovely race as well, and Ryan said the same thing. He said he ran through the line. He'll have no problem stepping up to 1.5 miles, and like you said, it's a long time since he ran. We had an option of bringing him to the Curragh to work after racing yesterday or coming here, and we just felt, listen, the race was there and the ground was lovely, and he was probably going to learn more than he did at the Curragh, and we were probably going to learn more about him. But we think he'll be a very nice horse going forward.
And Aidan, just finally, speaking of those workouts after racing yesterday, it all sounded very positive. I watched Point Lonsdale look pretty good, and Luxembourg coming up in that small group. Did you see pretty much everything you wanted to see?
Yes, yeah, the lads went a good, strong, even pace, and they sat back and they finished very very well. Seamus rode Port Lonsdale. He was very happy with him. Rachel had been riding him all year in his work, and she was very happy. And then Killian has been riding Luxembourg, and he felt that he'd doing everything real good. And that was the first time Ryan rode him, and he was over the moon with him. So both of them are they've done their work now, and they can be trained for the Newmarket Guineas if the lads want to do that with them, you know. So and finished out very well, both of them, and they were close enough to each other. But like obviously they weren't being asked any serious questions, but they were finishing very well.
And Fran Berry's working with us today, Aidan. I know Star of India is a horse he's very keen on this season. Was he with that one?
He was, well? Yeah, worked lovely, and we'll have no problem stepping up and trip. Colin thought, or Wayne O'Colin, yeah, so he thought he'd have no problem stepping up and trip. Or Wayne, sorry. Yeah, he won nicely at Leopardstown. Yeah, so a little bit lazy in Seamus rode him, a little bit lazy in his race, but yeah, finished off very well. We were trying to work out whether we would look at French Guineas with him or go up to a 1.25 miles for Derby trial. So at the moment we're looking at French Guineas, and if that went well, he could go on and step up to a French Derby, but I suppose we have to see how they come out of it first.
That all sounds pretty positive. And Aidan, just finally, Mother Earth come out of a race well?
She did, yes. Yeah, we had an option obviously going to Dubai with her, and we just took the easier option to stay at home. Ryan was very happy with her, and we were thinking of looking at the race in Newbury with her now, so we'll see what happens, but no, very happy.
Pretty good weekend's work by the sound of things all told. Aidan, as ever, really appreciate your time. Thanks a lot.
Pleasure, Gary. Thank
Cheers.
you.